That's so nice. Okay. There we go. We got it focused. Erin, thank you so much for being willing to talk to me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, could you just introduce yourself, give us a brief overview of who you are and what you do?
Yes, I am Erin Good, and I was a student here at Purdue but many moons ago. So now I have started working at Campus House this summer. I'm one of the campus ministers.
As we were thinking about doing this interview, I remembered that Rick and I are actually putting on a storytelling event with the theme The Great Reversal. So Rick is a Campus House staff member, and we're working on putting on this event. And so we're looking for people that have these great reversal stories. And I've talked to you a little bit and gotten to hear some of your story. And so I was curious, Erin, what is your great reversal story?
Yeah, I think a great reversal is something that it seems like you've come to the end of the story, but in the great reversal, it ends up being that's just the beginning. A story that came to mind right away was with our children. Actually, we had signed up to be foster parents, and we're actually interested in adopting another little girl. And at the very last minute, a family member came forward, and the little girl went to live with them. And so we had already started taking classes to be foster parents and decided just to finish them up. And so the very first phone call we got was for a little boy. And when they called me, I panicked and said, "Oh, no, we don't want to do it." And so the next time they called my husband, and when they called him, they said they had twins and would we be willing to foster them. And so we took a few days actually to make the decision because we only had enough stuff for one baby, and these were newborns. Yeah. And so we went, we decided to say, it was a long story, but we decided to say yes, and went to pick them up from the hospital. And our DCS worker, the Department of Child Services worker, said that this would be kind of an open and closed case. Like these twins would be adoptable. There's really no questions asked. And so we went in with the expectation that they were going to be ours. And so we picked them up from the hospital and brought them home, and they were little teeny tiny things, like 4 pounds. And when we had them for 10 days, we got a phone call from our DCS worker, and he had said that the hospital had made a clerical mistake. They'd made a paperwork mistake. And when the twins' birth mom went in, they pulled up her previous pregnancy, and the children were removed based on the previous pregnancy, not the current pregnancy. And so the kids were removed and put back in with their birth mom because they had pulled up the wrong paperwork.
Wow.
And so they went back and lived with her for 6 months. And then in the middle of the night, we got a phone call again. And they said that the twins that we had fostered earlier were at the jail. And if we'd be willing to go pick them up, we could foster them again. And so we went and picked them up, and they were like 6 months old at that point in time. And over the course of 18 months, they officially became ours on a week after they turned 2. We were able to adopt them.
I'm sure whoever ended up getting to see this video, some audience members might also be going through their own great reversal. So what does it mean? What kind of is a piece of hope or something that, as someone who's kind of been on the other side, can kind of speak to someone in that process?
Well, I can look back now after the great reversal that's happened, and I don't have wounds anymore, but I still have scars.
Yeah.
And a scar is something beautiful because it shows that a wound has healed. Mm-hmm. And so I can look back now and see what was painful and hard at the time. I remember that. I can still be taken right back to that place where I walked in and could smell them even though they were gone. But now, because I have a scar, I can also see that, like, Jesus has healed that.
That's awesome. That's so beautiful. And thank you so much for talking with me. That was just so cool to hear you kind of share your story. And, you know, I would have had no idea just by looking at you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's fun to share.
Yeah. Okay.